students. So today we are going to learn a new chapter. This is chapter Force and Law of Motion. Okay, the chapter name is what? Force and Law of Motion, and this is chapter 9 from class 9. Chapter number is also 9, and the class is also 9. Okay, and this is from physics part. Okay, so force and law of motion. So you got the idea that in this chapter we are going to learn first about the force, then something laws are there. Some laws are there about related to the motion. Okay, that means how the force and law of motions are related. Okay, we are going to learn about this. So first we start from the force part. Okay, so force means what? Force, we all know that this word is very familiar to us, force. Okay, but what is force? Okay, so in your junior classes you learn about that something pulling and pushing. Suppose you are pulling something, and pushing something. Okay, that means you are pulling something and you are pushing something. Okay, pulling means what? This is means धक्का देना. Okay, and pulling means खींचना, अपने तरफ खींचना. Okay, and pushing means what? Pushing means धक्का देना, किसी को धक्का देना. Okay, so something pulling and pushing is known as force. You learn about this about junior classes. Okay, so this is the basic concept that something pulling and pushing is known as force. So now we are going to learn something related to that topic and in some higher level. Okay, so force F, there is a mathematical formula to find a force. So force F is always denoted by mass into acceleration. That means the mass, whether you are applying the force. Suppose someone pulling me, that means they are applying the force upon me. Okay, so my mass will be related with the acceleration. That will depend upon the force applying on over me. Okay, so this is related to the force. So according about that, there is a balanced and unbalanced force are there. There are two forces are there. See, force classified into two parts. Number one is what? Balanced and unbalanced force. So balanced force. Balanced force is what? Say there is an object A and there is an object. No need to find this. Say there is an object A. Okay, two persons are there. Say one X and one Y. Y person is here and X person is also there. Okay, suppose X applying the 10 Newton force. X applying a 10 Newton force over the object A, and Y is also applying the force 10 Newton over the object A. Clearly you can see that these two forces are balanced. That means they have the same magnitude. Magnitude means what? What is the value of the force? 10 Newton. So these are the magnitude is same, but the direction is different. That is, it is in the right direction, it is in the left direction. That means they have the balanced force. Okay, as the force is equal, that's why there will not be any changes. You cannot see any changes to the object A. Okay, but what will happen when suppose X applying 10 Newton force and suppose B applying say 50 Newton force, just like tug of war, na? You used to play the tug of war. So suppose they are applying 50 Newton force. So who is applying the more forces? Now Y applying the force more in which direction? In that left direction. As Y applying the force in the left direction, that means also the magnitude it is here 10 Newton and it is here 50 Newton. That's why what will happen? This force is more, na? So here the forces are not balanced. That is, they are the unbalanced force. Now they are unbalanced force. Since they are the unbalanced force now, so the object will come to the left side. Why it will come to the left side? Because here the forces applied by the Y to the left direction is more. Okay, so this is the concept about balanced and unbalanced force. Okay, so after these are the basic concept about the force. Okay, now we are going to learn some law of motion. Okay, which are related to the force. See, suppose there is a slide like that. Say it is A, O, it is B. There is a slide like that. They have the equal height. That's why what? Say a ball is rolling from that height. So the ball will come to that point. After that, the ball will, depending upon the force, how much force you have applied, depending upon the force, the ball will also go to that height, and here it will stop. After getting that sufficient height, again the ball will come back to that side, again the ball will go to that side. Okay, that means what? Here the ball is direct continuously, it will be moving like that depending upon the amount of force the ball has gained. Okay, suppose now you do one thing, say this is the remain same OB, but you make this little bit flat. As you are making this little bit flat, what will happen? The ball will come to that side, then after getting it gets it plane here, na? This is the plane portion, so the ball will go like that. Okay, but in this case the ball may not again return. The ball may not be returned. Why? Because there is not any sufficient height. So that's why, since there is not any height, so the ball will not get any extra forces to get in again to the original position. Okay, so that means what? It means what? If you do not change the position, if you do not change the position, or if you do not change this angle, then what will happen? The ball will remain moving like that way. Okay, that means, it means what? Suppose there is an object A, say there is an object A, so if you don't apply, suppose there is an object A, say there is a bicycle at your home. Okay, there is a bicycle at your home. Now you are not applying any forces, that means you are not even touch the bicycle, you are not touching it, that is the bicycle remain as it is. Okay, for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, for whole year, for even 100 years, maybe we die, but if we don't touch the bicycle will remain same as where it is, if we keep them with undisturbed. Okay, but if we touch the, suppose you start to riding the bicycle, then the bicycle will change its position, the bicycle will start moving, that is, suppose the bicycle is that point. Now as you start to ride the bicycle will move. What does it mean? It means that if you don't disturb anything, then a object who is at rest have the tendency to remain at rest. Okay, that means it will remain at rest unless you disturb or unless you apply any extra forces from the outside. And if an object is moving, suppose the bicycle is moving, na? If you start pedaling or if you apply the brake, then the bicycle will stop. But if you don't stop pedaling and you are continuously pedaling the bicycle and you are not applying the brake, then the bicycle will go. Okay, as the bicycle is going on, that means what? To stop that bicycle you have to apply the another force, which is external force. That means the first law of motion states that an object remain in a state of rest, that is, whoever at rest, they will remain at rest, or of uniform motion, or it will go in uniform motion. That means neither increase the speed or velocity. Okay, it will go in uniform motion unless compelled to change their state by an applied force, until you don't apply any force to them. That means if you apply the force, then their state may be changed, whether it is rest, maybe it is in motion, or whether it is in motion, maybe it will come to the rest. But unless you apply any extra force, whatever is in uniform motion, they will keep moving like that, and the object remain at rest, will stay at rest. Okay, I hope you understand. This is the first law of motion. So next we have second law of motion. So before learning about the second law of motion, we have to understand two topics. They are what? Inertia and mass. Inertia and mass. We need to learn inertia and mass. Okay, so it is what? An object to change its state of motion. Suppose, say, I'm giving you a very simple example. Say there is a bicycle. Okay, now you want to change the state of position of the bicycle. If you want to change the position of the bicycle, you simply pull the bicycle, simply pull it and or push it, then what will happen? The bicycle will move. That means you can change the position of the bicycle. Okay, or whether it is the stopping, whether it is stop air at rest is there, you can give it to motion. But what will happen? Okay, but now I am giving you, suppose there is a train engine. There is a train engine. Can you change its position by simply pulling or pushing? by one person, can you only if you are alone, can you push it or pull it, and can the change of position, that is can you change the rest of that of engine? Obviously no, because why? The bicycle is very small but the train engine is very heavy. Okay, heavy means what? It has more mass, therefore that means the amount is more here, the mass is more, so you cannot easily change its position or change its states. Okay, but the bicycle have less mass, the bicycle don't have enough mass, it has very less mass, so you can easily change its position. Okay, I'm going to give you another example. Suppose I give you a marble. Okay, I'm giving you a marble and I told you to the marble is at rest. Now you change the position of the marble, you simply you just knock it, the marble will change the position from rest to motion. Okay, then after that, suppose you can change the states of the marble. Now I am going to give you, suppose, a ball, say cricket ball. Now I am going to give you a cricket ball. This time also you can change the position. Why? Because the ball is not so very heavy, so you can change the position. It is at rest, now you are changing it to the motion, so you are giving it to the motion, that means you are changing the state of the ball. This time I am going to give you football. Suppose I am going to give you football. By kicking the football, you also can change the state of the position, state of the football. That is, if it is in rest, you can give it to motion. Now I am going to give you a weight throw. Okay, I am going to give you a weight throw. Weight throw is what? So weight throw, though weight throw is very heavy, but yeah, you can change the position by simply throwing it. Okay, that is, if it is at rest, you can change to the what? Then you can change this to motion. But now I am going to give a very solid rock stone. Okay, which is in, suppose in a hills side it is there. Okay, rock stone, very heavy. Now you cannot change its position, the stone is at rest, you cannot give it to the motion by simply applying your own force. Why? Because its mass is very high, because it has very more mass. Okay, that means what? Now try to understand. Inertia is what? Inertia is the tendency to remain at original position or original rest. Whether the object is at rest, then the object have the tendency to remain at rest, and whether the object is moving, then the object have the tendency to remain in moving. This is the inertia. And the mass is what? If the mass is more, then the inertia will be high, that is like that rock stone. Okay, then if the mass is less, then the inertia will be also less as compared to the marble. Okay, that's why what, when we are moving in a bus, okay, when we are moving in a bus, if the bus is moving, as the bus is moving, so what will happen? As the bus is moving, you are in, suppose the bus is moving like that. Okay, I'm not so good in drawing, just try to understand. Suppose the bus is moving and you are inside the bus. Say this is you are inside the bus. So as the bus wheel is moving, so your body is also connected to the bus wheel, so you are also moving. Then suddenly if the brake applied, then your body, suppose you are here, then your body will lean forward. Why your body will lean forward? Because your body and the bus tire have the tendency to remain at motion due to the inertia. But as the brake applied, that is the external force applied, so first law of motion, that remain in same position, remain in same state, brakes. As the brakes applied, so tire stops, the wheel of the bus stops, but your body still have the tendency to remain in motion. That's why you lean forward. Inversely, suppose the bus is not moving, suppose the bus is at rest, say you are sitting inside the bus. Okay, then what will happen? If suddenly the bus start moving, the bus tire was at rest, the bus tire was at rest. Okay, but as it is start moving now, the bus tire it changes in rest to motion. From rest to the bus tire changes to the motion. That means what? The bus is in motion now. So what will happen? Your body have the tendency to remain at rest. So your body will do some arrogant behavior like that. No, I'm not going to eat this. When your mother give you food, suppose your mother giving a food which you don't like, then but your mother is also forcing you, then you do what? You show some arrogant behavior, na? Like that your body also shows some arrogant behavior that I don't want to move, okay, I want to remain at rest, okay, do whatever you can do. That type of arrogant behavior, I'm not telling you to do that, okay, just I'm simply giving example. So your body have the tendency to remain at rest, but the bus tire have the, consider bus tire as a your mother. So bus tire have the tendency to remain in motion. So your mother will pull you back. So your body will go to backward direction. That is, your body will be like that, but the bus will move. When the bus will move in this direction. Okay, this is due to the inertia. Okay, so according to that, now we are going to learn about second law of motion. So second law of motion is what? According to this law, the second law of motion is that the rate of change of momentum. Now a new word is there, momentum. So before learning the second law of motion, I have to clear what is momentum. See, new word, momentum. See, when someone, suppose someone, just say you are doing very good work at your study, okay, say that time your mother simply touch your cheeks, okay, simply touch your cheek, and suppose that time you don't get hurt, okay, but when you touch very hardly, that is when you originally slapping you, when she slapped her, okay, that time what will happen? You got hurt. That means what? Same hand, same cheek, but first time you are not getting hurt, but the second time you are getting hurt. That means what? Hand is same, your cheek is same, your mother is same. Then what is happening? Only one thing is different. That different thing is what? The force. The force applied by your mother using her hand over your cheek is different. That means what will happen? First time she applied very less amount of force. That's why you don't get hurt. Second time she applied very high amount of force. This force is very high. Just like see you want to break your teeth also, okay? That time this force is very high. So what will happen? You get hurt. So momentum is what? Momentum is the just quantity or amount of force applying over an object. Okay? To understand that, see, momentum is defined by P. Momentum is defined by small p, and this is denoted by, it is defined by P, this, that is, it is denoted by P and defined by mass into velocity. Mass of the object and velocity. Say I am tapping here, that this time my force is very less, so I am tapping here like that, but this time it will make must sound like in the previous one. So here what? Mass is same, just velocity I am going to apply the velocity different manner. Okay, so for a single person, when your mother slept for the twice, first time as a just in love she is slapping, so just touching your cheek, and for the second time suppose she is in angry mood, she slapped you. That time what will happen? Your hand is same, that is the her hand is same means what? Her mass of hand, it is constant, because same hand cannot show different mass, na? So P is directly proportional. Mass, when it is mass is constant, P is directly proportional to velocity. How speed, see how in how speed manner she is using her hand. Okay, so this is the momentum. Now see, to understand that, suppose a person sitting near a road. Okay, suppose this person sitting near a road, say a boy come by riding a bicycle. Say the boy, what will happen? Accidentally the boy run the bicycle over the person. The person will get little bit scratch there, okay, but not any major casualty. Okay, but suppose a truck come and run over the person may die. Why this is happening? Because the bicycle and the truck, they both have different mass. Suppose the bicycle weight hardly will be what? Say 40 kg. hardly will be 40 kg. The truck weight will be around 2000, 12,000, 5,000 kg, around 5,000 kg. So here the mass is different, na? So the momentum is different. That is, momentum also depend upon the mass, also depend upon the velocity. Okay. So now we are going to learn about the second law of motion. So see here, what is second law of motion? The second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force. Very easy. Suppose you strike here. Suppose you strike here with the force, say 10 Newton. Then again, next time you strike here with the force 50 Newton. So when you strike with the 10 Newton force, then it will get a momentum P1. When you strike with the force 50 Newton, then it will also get the momentum P2. This changes, there is P2 and P1. Their changes will be what? P2 minus P1. Na? This is directly depend upon the applied unbalanced force. That is how many force you are applying to change the position. You are suppose pulling it or pushing it. How many force you are applying? This is that force is the major factor for the change in momentum. Okay. So a mathematical formulation of second law of momentum. See, for that there is a mathematical formulation. First one given. Suppose an object of mass m. Say there is an object. There is an object of mass m. The object of mass m moving with an initial velocity. In previous chapter I told you that initial velocity is always u. Initial velocity is always what? U. And it is uniformly accelerated to velocity v. So it is moving initial velocity u. Then it suddenly uniformly accelerates to the velocity v. That is the final velocity. This final velocity will be what? V. And this is the initial velocity. So initial velocity u and final velocity is what? V. For the time t. How many time it has taken to change its velocity from u to v? Suppose t time. Okay. So that time, for the first one, the momentum P1 is what? M into u. For the second time, the momentum P2 equal to mass is same because we are calculating it for the same object, m into v. So the change of momentum P2 minus P1, final minus initial. So this will become what? mv minus mu. So you can take common m. So when you take the common m, then remaining only what? V minus u. Okay, this is the change of momentum. Now I am going to add one word, only one word. This word will change the whole equation. The word is what? It is a change of momentum. Now I am going to add the word rate of change of momentum. Rate, when the word rate means, that is there is a introducing of time. Therefore the rate of change of momentum. The rate of change of momentum. This will be mv minus u divided by t. Okay. And on the applied force, obviously we are applying the force to change the momentum, no? So force will be directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. So mv minus u by t. Okay. Now what we can do? We know the formula that F directly proportional to m into a. Now you may ask me question, why this a? Because see, a equal to v minus u by t. We know this formula. That's why it is a. Okay. So now what we can do? M equal to F equal to m into a. So it is a proportional sign. To remove this sign, we have to write here equal. But as we are writing equal, we have to write a constant k. So a into ma. Okay. So when k value become 1, suppose F1 Newton, mass 1 kg and acceleration 1 meter per second square. So F is 1 Newton, mass is 1 kg and a equal to also 1 meter per second square. So at that time what will happen? This is become k is also equal to become what? K become equal to 1, because here if we go to 1, k into 1 into 1, then k become always 1. Okay, that means you can say what? That k will be equal to 1. So this equation will become what? This equation become F equal to ma. This is the mathematical formula of second law of motion. Okay, now the unit of force, it is the unit of force is equal to what? Kg meter per second square, or simply you can write as a Newton. Newton means what? It is honored in Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, then now see, when maybe you travel in a bus now, so when the bus conductor, when the bus does not stop but he get off from the bus, so when he get off from the bus, then what will happen? He simply jump from the bus, okay, then run in the bus direction. Why? Because his body has a tendency to remain in motion na? So if he suddenly stop, then what will happen? He will fall, because his body directly become to the from motion to rest. That's why due to the inertia, he always run some distance in the direction of bus when he jump from the bus. Okay, so next we have another topic, which is third law of motion. So third law of motion is what? Every object exert a force on another object which is equal and opposite. This is very popular law of Newton, which is also known as third law of motion, which is also known as third law of Newton. Okay, so every object apply equal and opposite force. Okay, that means what? When we pull the trigger of a gun, the gun also that bullet release, the bullet will also apply the force over the gun, but the mass of the gun is very high as compared to the bullet, so the gun will not move to the distance like the bullet move. Okay, that's why we cannot consider or we cannot see it, but there is also application of third law of motion. Okay, so next we have conservation of momentum. It is very important, conservation of momentum. This conservation of momentum is related with the third law of motion. See, two objects A and B. Two objects are there, A and B. Suppose the object A value, I will draw some distance. Say this is mass MA and this is mass MB. Okay, and the object A is moving with UA velocity. The object moving with UA velocity, and the object B is moving with UB velocity. U is considered for initial velocity. Okay, consider that UA is greater than UB. That means the speed of this vehicle is less than the speed of that vehicle. That's why this vehicle will overtake that first vehicle. Suppose two of your friends are moving in a car, say one going in a 60 km per hour speed and one going in a 40 km per hour speed. That's why what will happen? After some time, that friend who is moving in a 60 km per hour speed will overtake the car which is moving in a 50 km per hour speed. So this will happen what? That means but in case of object, they will got collide. Okay, they will strike each other. So when they will strike each other like that, A, B, okay, when they will strike each other, the A object will apply the force over the B, which is known as FAB, because A will strike the B, so A object will strike the force over B. Okay, and B object will also apply the force, and this direction will be like that. Also B object will apply the force over A, which will be denoted by FBA, and this direction will be like that. Okay, so now what will happen? After collision, after colliding, they also keep moving. Okay, that time suppose the object A velocity become say VA, and the object B velocity become VB. This is the final velocity of A, this is the final velocity of B. Okay, so now see the momentum. Now the momentum will be what? MAUA, collision. So before collision, the momentum, before collision, before collision the momentum of these two objects MA UA, okay, and MB UB. Before collision the momentum of the object will be what? MA and UA, okay. Then what will happen? The rate of change of momentum. Now we are going to say like this, see, therefore the total momentum will be what? Therefore the total momentum, before finding the total momentum we have to find the change in momentum. The change in momentum, the change in momentum will be what? This is the initial momentum and this is the initial momentum of these two, and the change in momentum. To find that, first we have to find one another topic, the momentum after collision. After collision momentum will be what? For the first object it will be MA VA, okay, and for the second object it will be MB VB, MB and VB. Now we are going to find the rate of change in momentum. So change in momentum will be what? Now change in momentum for the object A, it will be defined as a what? MA VA minus UA divided by T. Now you got confusion that why this is come. See, MA VA, this is the final momentum. MA UA, this is the initial momentum. So I just jump one step. What I am doing? MA UA minus VA minus MA UA, because from the final we have to subtract the initial one. So then what will happen? I am taking MA as a common, because here and here when you subtract MA VA minus MA UA, then MA will be common and it will remain with what? VA minus UA, and rate word is introduced now, so you have to write T because it is depend upon the time, okay. Similarly what we can say, the change in momentum for the object B, the change of momentum on the object ball B, the change in momentum in object B, this will be denoted as a what? This is the initial final momentum for the object B and this is the initial momentum. So MB VB minus MB UB, therefore the rate of change is noted as a what? MB VB minus MB UB divided by T, or you can take common that one. You can take common, this is MB, remaining is what? VB minus UB, okay, divided by T. You can take common this. So next we have C. Now for the first one, this is denoted as a force applied by the A on B. This is denoted as a FAB, okay, and for that one this is denoted as a FBA. This is FBA and this FAB. So according to third law of motion, this FAB is equal to FBA, but the condition is what? Only their sign is different, okay. So according to third law of motion, FAB equal to minus FBA, okay. Now FAB value we got what? The first one for the A object, MA VA minus UA divided by T, and it is minus, I have to give the minus sign, MB VB minus UB divided by T. Now T and T can be cancelled because T has the same value, okay. So do the distributive law, MA VA minus MA UA then mb vb minus mb ub. Okay, now what we have to do, we just need to do one thing, that we have to bring all the initial momentum to the left side and all the final momentum to the right side. That is the initial momentum that are related with u, and the final momentum, these are related with v. So what you can do, it is MAVA. It is here what? MBVB. Oh wait a second, there is a minus sign, so minus plus, so this will come in this side, plus MBVB. It is moving to the left side, it will be plus MAUA plus MBUB, or you can write MAUA plus MBUB equal to MAVA plus MBVB. What does it mean? It means that the initial momentum, okay, of the two objects is equal to the final momentum of the same two objects. This satisfies the conservation of momentum. That is, the momentum at initial is always equal to the momentum at final. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, thank you.